Prince George, the eldest son of Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, has once again captured the hearts and eyes of royal watchers across the globe as he marked his 12th birthday with a portrait so compelling it sent ripples of nostalgia throughout the monarchy's fanbase. In this year's official birthday photograph, a radiant and grown-up Prince George is seen bearing a striking resemblance to his father, Prince William, in ways more powerful than ever before. And as the photo went public, viewers were left gasping at just how identical the young prince looks to the future king at that very same age. The resemblance wasn't just familial. It was almost like looking at a mirror through time, with Prince George stepping into the image of his father with regal ease, a composed smile, and a princely aura that sent chills through longtime royal observers. With the release of this single, seemingly innocent image, the conversation surrounding the future of the British monarchy has taken a deeply personal and emotional turn. For many, it wasn't just a birthday photo, it was a revelation. The young Prince George is not only growing up in the public eye, he is growing into the very image of his father, embracing the weight of royal heritage with a quiet grace that seems almost impossible for someone so young. The world watched Prince William go from a shy child to a dependable royal figure, and now it seems Prince George is following in lockstep, not just in duties and traditions, but in facial expressions, body language, and charisma. For every royalist who has been around long enough to watch William's upbringing, the déjà vu in this portrait is nothing short of surreal. This moment also offers an opportunity to reflect on the uniqueness of royal family photography itself. In today's digital, fast-paced world, royal portraits continue to maintain their relevance, marking milestones, sealing memories, and crafting narratives that span generations. Prince George's birthday photo, like those that came before it, isn't merely a casual family shot, it is an intentional symbol. It speaks to continuity, to legacy, to the shaping of a monarch even before the crown is placed upon his head. There's power in imagery, especially when that imagery is handled so delicately and intentionally by the monarchy, and this image of George standing confidently with the hallmarks of his father's youthful appearance is no accident. It's an echo of heritage, a visual prophecy. Adding to this emotional resonance is the context within which the photo was released. Prince William and Catherine, the Prince and Princess of Wales, have always made a point of shielding their children from the overwhelming pressures of royal life. But in carefully curated moments like these, they share just enough to remind the public that the future of the monarchy is in steady, familiar hands. Catherine, in particular, has shown remarkable skill behind the camera in recent years, often capturing her children in moments of authenticity and joy. And while it has not been confirmed if she took this particular photo, the artistic tone and candid simplicity suggest the continued influence of her personal approach to royal storytelling. Prince George has long been a subject of fascination, not just for his lineage, but for his personality, his potential, and now, his shocking likeness to a young Prince William. Over the years, the royal family has slowly introduced him to public duties, gently weaving him into the royal narrative in a way that feels both natural and strategic. From charming appearances at Trooping the Colour to heartfelt moments during the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, George has displayed a calm maturity that belies his age. His presence is reassuring, a silent signal that the royal bloodline remains strong, capable, and endearing. As this image continues to circulate, it invites deeper speculation. Will Prince George become the kind of monarch his father aspires to be? Will he carry the same emotional intelligence, diplomatic instinct, and cultural relevance into the next century? If his resemblance to William is more than skin deep, then perhaps the monarchy is in for another era of stability and respectful modernization. Prince William has often spoken about the challenges of being born into such a role, the weight of expectation, the intensity of scrutiny, and the pressure to be both relatable and regal. One can only hope that, in seeing his son mirror his appearance, he also sees a reflection of his own growth, his values, and his hopes for a better, more connected monarchy. The public response to George's birthday portrait has been nothing short of awestruck. Social media buzzed with side-by-side comparisons of William and George at similar ages. "It's like seeing double," one user posted. Others remarked on how poised and elegant George appears, signaling how rapidly he is transitioning from a child of the royals to a royal in his own right. For older generations who watched Prince William grow up under Diana and Charles's watch, seeing George step into his father's footsteps is profoundly emotional. It's not just a family resemblance, it's a legacy unfolding. Kate and William, meanwhile, continue to manage their roles as parents and public figures with remarkable sensitivity. In an age when celebrity culture blurs the line between fame and privacy, the Wales family have managed to preserve a sense of groundedness. George's upbringing, while unquestionably royal, has also featured elements of normality, from playing football at school to family hikes in the countryside. This balance between royal duty and childhood innocence is something William and Kate have fiercely protected, understanding the psychological and emotional weight carried by heirs who grow up in the limelight. And yet, as Prince George grows older, the frequency and tone of his appearances are changing. His public image is being sculpted subtly, gradually preparing both him and the public for the man and king he will eventually become. The portrait taken for his 12th birthday is a turning point. What kind of leader will emerge from this boy who already carries so much history in his smile, who stands poised at the intersection of past and future, and who, even now, wears the gentle weight of legacy on his shoulders with such disarming ease? If the image released on his 12th birthday is any indication, we may be witnessing the early shaping of a figure who could redefine monarchy in the 21st century, not by radical shifts or loud declarations, but by quiet strength, moral conviction, and the same calm authority that has endeared his father to millions. It's also vital to recognize how the public perception of Prince George is being consciously shaped through each appearance, each image, and each carefully planned public event. The royal family understands the power of symbolism, and every image released is a statement. This one, in particular, sends a clear message. The future of the monarchy looks familiar, stable, and grounded. By allowing the public to draw such strong comparisons between William and George, they're reminding the world that the values and essence of today's monarchy are not fading, they're being carefully passed on, from father to son, with precision and care. This resemblance also breathes new life into the monarchy's narrative, a continuity that seems especially important in a time when the institution faces modern scrutiny, evolving societal expectations, and calls for transparency. In the face of it all, the image of George resembling a young William provides reassurance. It silently communicates that the next generation is ready and watching, learning from their parents, absorbing the lessons of grace, humility, and leadership, and preparing to walk the royal path with courage and conviction. Prince George's role, though still in its early stages, is not insignificant. In a few short years, he has already appeared in critical family events, national celebrations, and moments of mourning. He stood with his family during Queen Elizabeth II's Platinum Jubilee, walked in silent respect during her state funeral, and delighted the nation during royal tours. Through it all, his presence has felt authentic. Not rehearsed, not forced, just present. And that, in the context of the royal family, is extraordinary. Observers note how George's expressions often mirror William's, from the tilt of his head during ceremonies to his thoughtful expressions during solemn moments. These subtle mirroring movements evoke more than just genetics, they reveal a bond, a dynamic that reflects deep mentorship and familial closeness. William, having been through the turbulence of royal life as a child, appears determined to give his son a better emotional compass. He is raising a future king not just to be regal, but to be real, to be aware, to be empathetic, and to be human first, royal second. And this is where Catherine's influence is just as vital. The Duchess of Cambridge has been a grounding force in the royal family, and her influence on her children, particularly George, is visible in their gentleness and sincerity. Her decision to photograph her children on birthdays, to ensure a sense of privacy while still sharing with the world, is a quiet revolution in royal media management. Through her lens, we see the royals as they truly are, a family navigating extraordinary responsibilities with ordinary love. George's photo is not just the product of good lighting and royal grooming, it's a window into the love and care that has shaped him. Catherine and William's parenting approach, balancing tradition with normalcy, is revolutionary in its subtlety. From enrolling George in day schools that focus on well-being to including him in family outdoor adventures, the Waleses are raising a prince who understands both privilege and humanity. This duality will likely be his greatest asset in the years to come. The portrait of George at 12 is powerful not just because of how much he looks like his father, but because of what that likeness represents, a continuation of values, a promise of stability, and a deeply rooted sense of purpose. The world has changed dramatically since William was 12. The digital age has ushered in an era where privacy is nearly extinct and every misstep can go viral. Yet George has been carefully shielded from the chaos, allowed to grow without excessive pressure, while still slowly being introduced to the expectations of his heritage. When William was George's age, the media frenzy around Diana and Charles had already begun to fracture his childhood. George, on the other hand, enjoys the benefit of parents who understand the dangers of overexposure and the value of emotional safety. It is in these thoughtful decisions, the careful release of photos, the gentle transitions into public life, the consistent presence of love and support, that we see how deeply the royal family is investing in the future. This isn't just about preparing a boy for a crown. It's about shaping a man who will wear it with dignity, compassion, and an understanding of what leadership truly means in a modern world. A world where kings are no longer distant figures but expected to be relatable, vulnerable, and transparent. George's 12th birthday also serves as a reflection point for the monarchy at large. Following the passing of Queen Elizabeth II and the ascension of King Charles III, the monarchy has entered a period of transition. As the crown reshapes itself for the modern age, George's growth becomes symbolic of that evolution. In him lies the bridge between centuries of tradition and the pressing needs of the present. His education, his mannerisms, his values, all cultivated with precision, are part of a greater plan to ensure that the monarchy does not just survive, but evolves with relevance and respect. Fans of the royal family have long viewed young George with a mixture of protectiveness and curiosity. They see in him not just the heir to the throne, but a living legacy of Diana, Charles, William, and now Kate. Each of these influences shapes who he is becoming, and each one carries lessons of resilience, of empathy, of responsibility. The weight of these legacies is immense, but George carries it with a lightness that speaks to his upbringing. He seems, even now, aware of what lies ahead, not burdened by it, but quietly stepping into it, one year at a time. And so, this birthday portrait, simple yet profound, has sparked a moment of collective reflection. As the image of Prince George makes its rounds online, in newspapers, across television broadcasts, and in the hearts of millions, it becomes more than just a milestone celebration. It becomes a symbol, a mirror of the past, a promise for the future, and a present moment of beauty, poise, and hope. It's a reminder that while the world spins fast, while headlines rise and fall, some stories continue slowly and steadily, like the passing of time itself. 12 years have passed since the world welcomed George Alexander Lewis of Cambridge. 12 years of growth, change, and quiet preparation. And now, with the eyes of the world gently watching, the question is no longer just how much he resembles his father, it's how much of the world he will one day lead, shape, and inspire with that same quiet strength. As viewers and royal followers continue to share their awe and admiration, this single portrait has become a global conversation. It has inspired comparisons, evoked nostalgia, and offered a sense of continuity that feels deeply comforting. In a world often divided and chaotic, sometimes all it takes is a simple, stunning image to remind us that the future may be uncertain, but it is being shaped with care. And so, as the candles are blown out, the photo frames are filled, and the world looks once more into the eyes of the young prince who looks so remarkably like his father, one question remains, one that lingers in the air like the soft notes of a royal anthem. If this is the boy who mirrors a future king, what will it mean when he becomes one? Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share for more heartfelt, powerful and insightful updates on the royal family.